fresh edition of your program on television, Inside Nigeria. Today is Monday, 12th February 2024. And of course, my name is Winifred Weber, your host on the program. We have an array of newspapers for review on this segment of the show. We have Nigeria's most influential newspaper, Leadership. We have THISDAY, The Guardian, The Punch, and Vanguard, all for review on this first segment of the show. As we normally do on the program, we like to flag off with Nigeria's most influential leadership. Leadership's leading story says abandoned vehicles litter seaports over high tariffs. Abandoned vehicles litter seaports over high tariffs. Importers suffocate as clearance costs soar. To clear average model Toyota Corolla cost 3.4 million naira. US to lift entry ban on vessels from Nigerian ports. I'll take that leading story once again. Leadership's headline story today, Monday, 12 February 2024, says abandoned vehicles litter seaports over high tariffs, and the riders, importers suffocate as clearance costs soar. To clear average model Toyota Corolla cost 3.4 million naira. US to lift entry ban on vehicles from Nigerian ports. Beside the headline story, the main headline story, we have I'll make Nigeria exporter of food, Tinubu. Reforms, forest inflow surges by 66.7% to $2.2 billion. Maritime policing, National Assembly to end Navy's monopoly. Nigeria's challenges getting worse, says Adeboye. We move ahead to the stories up just beneath the masthead, and of course the ones also above the main headline story. Cote d'Ivoire clinched third AFCON title, match Nigeria's record. Cote d'Ivoire clinched third AFCON title, match Nigeria's record. The story continues on page 38 of Leadership. And on the business boss, Access Holdings, how Wigwe's successor will emerge. Above the masthead, NDLEA arrest insurgents drug supplier orders. Hardship, Kano seizes warehouses for hoarding commodities. These are the headline stories today on the cover of Leadership. With that, we move to the page 3 of the paper, where we have the Leadership's editorial page, and of course it's called Our Stand. Our stand today is disincentives of rise in import duty. Disincentives of rise in import duty. That is the editorial on today's editorial on Leadership, titled Our Stand. From Our Stand, we move briskly to the back page of the paper, where we have Monday column with Dakuku Peterside. Dakuku Peterside is writing on the danger after AFCON 2023. For more continuation of headline stories, the editorial inside stories, log on to the website of Leadership, www.leadership.ng. From Leadership, we move to the next paper on our menu, and that is Vanguard. Vanguard's leading story is on business. It says higher prices loom as businesses rely more on loans to survive. Higher prices loom as businesses rely more on loans to survive. Borrowing from banks rises 52% to 1.83 trillion naira. Interest payment rises 332.3% to 589.62 billion naira. Edo Guba, Benin Chief Ikimi, Senators, NSC Chairman, emerge PDP delegates. Labour Party aspirants form alliance to secure tickets. And Adeboye says Nigeria needs spiritual help to solve challenges. Cashew farmers in Kogi groan over multiple taxation, beg Governor Ojojo to intervene. And with that we move to the stories above the masthead of Vanguard. Reform, Edo will save Nigeria $40 billion spent on medical tourism. Obaseki. Edo will save Nigeria $40 billion spent on medical tourism. Of course, this is a follow-up to the earlier story from CBN Governor Cardoso, that Nigerians spent $40 billion on medical tourism and education in 10 years. Obaseki in reply says Edo will save Nigeria $40 billion spent on medical tourism. Rain, wintry weather, caused the crash. US talking about the helicopter crash that caused the lives of Herbert Wigwe, his wife, his son, and 3 others. May the souls of the departed rest in peace. Rain, wintry weather caused the crash. US as Tinubu, Obi, Otedola, Nigerian Stock Exchange, Access Bank, others mourn Wigwe Ogunbanjo. AFCON final, Elephants are champions of Africa, beat Super Eagles 2-1. From Vanguard, we move to the next paper on our menu, and that is THISDAY. THISDAY leading story says Tinubu, Akpabio, Abbas, Obi, governors, others mourn Herbert Wigwe, family members, Ogunbanjo. President describes demise as overwhelming tragedy, shocking beyond comprehension. Preliminary reports reveal wintry weather condition contributed to chopper crash. Access Holdings confirms incident, says acting GMD to be announced soon. And above that, Pastor Adeboye, Nigeria's problems beyond human ability require spiritual solution, says those in authority trying their best. NUPRC engages Total Energies on offshore oil development, domestic crude obligation. The story continues on page 8 of THISDAY. And above the masthead, we have federal government Umba hails Super Eagles for impressive outing in Cote d'Ivoire. Agosto and Co. Petroleum sector will grow, manufacturing will suffer in 2024. Says Nigeria may be able to refine 1.4 million barrels per day crude oil by 2024. Projects modest 3.1% rise in GDP, inflation rate of 26%. These are the headline stories today on THISDAY. For more, log on to the website of THISDAY, www.thisdaylive.com. From THISDAY, we move over to the Punch newspaper. Still the same heartbreaking news on Herbert Wigwe family members and Nigerian Stock Exchange GMD's death. And it says, heartbroken, Nigerians mourn Whiskey Wigwe. Friends, well wishers recall late CEO's life and times. Nigeria may demand report as US probes crash. He was unlike other Nigerian big men, says Menti. Wigwe, exit of a banking whiskey. Tinubu, Abiodun family, friends, mourn stock exchange giant Ogunbanjo. And of course, beneath that, we have the headline stories of Pastor Adeboye, who was in Kaduna yesterday. And of course, we have the story for the photo gracing the cover. Nigeria's predicaments not solely political. Adeboye. Nigeria's predicaments not solely political. Discos overcharged 7.1 million customers in 9 months, according to the federal government. Discos overcharged 7.1 million subscribers in 9 months, federal government, as Kano seizes 10 warehouses to prosecute owners for hoarding foodstuffs. Nigeria to become food exporter through mechanized farming. Tinubu. With that, we move to the stories above the masthead of the Punch. Eagles clinch silver as Cote d'Ivoire win AFCON. Eagles saved worst performance for final match, according to fans. Nigeria facing worsening economic crisis, says IMF. You can find the story on page 19 of the Punch. And for more stories, inside stories, back page, editorial, log on to the website of the Punch, www.punchng.com. From Punch, we move over to the last paper on our menu, and that is The Guardian. Guardian's leading story says, exiting oil firms pollute Niger Delta with 36.1 million liters of crude in 8 years. Exiting oil firms pollute Niger Delta with 36.1 million liters of crude in 8 years, according to the report, exclusive report by The Guardian. Of course, we also have illustration as usual to illustrate that headline story. Beside that, Elephants shock Super Eagles to win 2023 AFCON. Anglican Church Afe Babalola taxed Tinubu on fiscal policies. WHO predicts global shortage of 10 million health workers. US begins investigation into crash as Access Holdings scars for ways replacement. Serap sues Akpabio Abbas over 344.85 billion naira National Assembly budget. Hardship stays in Nigeria risks total collapse amid rising hunger, unemployment, JAPA says report. Hardship stays in Nigeria risks total collapse amid rising hunger, unemployment, JAPA says report. Tinubu berates ASU orders for criticizing students' loan scheme, says no going back. And APC aspirant suspends participation in Edo Guba primary. The story continues on page 28 of The Guardian. APC aspirant suspends participation in Edo Guba primary. For more on these headline stories, inside stories, editorial of The Guardian and the back page, log on to the website of The Guardian, www.guardian.ng. And of course, viewers, with that, we've come to the end of the show, Inside Nigeria, which was brought to you on Leadership Television. My name is Winifred Webber. Don't forget, at noon, we have news at noon coming in. Till I come your way again, same time, same station tomorrow. Here's wishing you a beautiful day. Bye.
For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last word